In History and Moderation News submitted by The Tuxedo, an Instagram influencer says kids shouldn't learn so much about World War II in school. It's really hard to say World War.
World Star.
World War.
World Star 2.
I found it very easy.
Okay, cool. Must just made me great. Yeah, so this Instagram influencer named Freddie Bentley, he went on Good Morning Britain. And he said in an interview that kids should learn less about World War II.
That's tight.
It was too sad.
So bold. I like this guy.
He sounds like someone that gets his ass kicked all the time.
Yeah, right?
So here's a quick 30-second clip of what he was talking about.
He looks like.
Okay,
Christ.
here we go.
It was a hard situation in World War II, and I don't want anyone to think that I'm being disrespectful in that way whatsoever. However, I will stand by the point that I don't think it's as educational in the way that there's so many problems going on in the world at the moment, like Brexit, that's not taught in schools, and climate change, which is a situation that I feel like we should be aware of. And, when I left school, I felt like it hit me like a ton of bricks, because I didn't know anything in general life.
So he's saying like he didn't know how to pay a mortgage or like all this stuff. So he's like,
Why is he picking on World War II of all the wars?
It really hurt his feelings.
So negative.
he says, I don't think it needs to be in such a young way to young children, like mental health, to be told this certain amount of people died for you. I just learned as a child. It's so intense.
Has he ever read the Bible?
Or anything in history at all?
So that's what people are saying. So then there was this other guy that was there in the interview that was saying the other part where it's like, well, this is a pretty important part of our world history. Like 70 million people died, and like this is teaching kids that there could be other things that are worse in your life. Like we've already gone through a lot of trauma in our history of the world. But for him, he's saying, yeah, I'm not saying don't teach it at all. It's just like knock it down a little bit. It shouldn't take up so much time of the education. We should be learning things that we can actually apply.
I actually feel the opposite. Like when I finally found out in high school that Christopher Columbus would pretty much tell like the Native Americans, hey, bring me gold. Oh, you don't have gold? Let me chop your hands off and your feet off. And then he would just straight up just murder tons of Native Americans. I'm like, why the fuck were we reciting poems and singing songs about him in elementary school? I'm like, this guy's fucking crazy.
You should have been more honest.
Yeah, I wish history was way more honest so we could actually learn about it instead of, I think this honest part made me not like history because I'm just remembering random facts with random dates that have no emotional meaning, and I don't know what the take-home message is.
There's no story.
Until later on, like as an adult, I'm really interested in history now because when I hear it, I'm like, oh, so this X caused Y, which caused Z. This is the lesson to learn. Don't do this.
But I get it, Bart. Christopher Columbus wasn't perfect, okay? Jesus.
He does have a point though, where
Christopher Columbus?
no. Freddie Bentley. What's his name?
Yeah.
Where I also think they should be teaching us a lot more practical knowledge too.
I agree, but let's get rid of math. Don't get rid of World War II.
Exactly.
Fuck math.
I
Yep.
love math.
Bring on the tax class. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like more applicable math
Yeah. Yeah, applicable math.
instead of
When am I?
like trigonometry or whatever.
I don't need to know what this triangle, the degrees of all the triangles. I don't need that.
I know, unless you're gonna be like a carpenter or something.
And then fine, you have to take all those classes, not me.
True.
I'm so mad when I got to college and I was like, I'm gonna be a writer. I don't need any science. And they're like, no, sorry, bitch. You still need general education science. I was so mad. I was like, what do I need bio for? I'm in college now.
So you can write about animals.
True.
Still not.
So you could write about sci-fi and all, specifically.
There you go.
Yeah, fine.
It all helps
Accurately.
you. That's why I dropped out of the whole thing altogether. I was like, I don't need this. I'm grown.
How long were you in college for?
A year, but that was like general ed and stuff, and I just felt like college is meant to prepare you for your career, so why wouldn't I just go straight into I don't think any college, unless you're going to like Juilliard, prepares you for an acting career, especially in film and television.
I did a semester of college before I was like, yeah, fuck this shit, I'm just doing UCB and stuff. But I did a semester of political science. And I went in there as a satirical character who thought that the Iraq War was the dopest thing that we ever did. And every day I would just defend the fuck out of the Iraq War and how we're blowing the fuck out of the Middle East. And I was like, this is so tight and good. And like, we need the surge because we need to be blowing the fuck out of these countries so that they're not here blowing the fuck out of us.
But some people probably wouldn't take that as satire.
They did.
People,
No, everyone was fucking pissed leaving that class. They fucking hated me.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
What about your teacher?
My teacher, he got what I was doing because he was smarter than.
well, that's good at least.
Yeah, he was a smart guy. But
I wish I knew you in high school.
So he liked that. He liked all that. He liked my message.
Stupid. But yeah, so Freddie here, he got a ton of hate. He's just like, everyone was really, felt very, that he was being very disrespectful, pretty much. And so...
He also sounds like he wants to put like small pillows at every corner of every table. Like, let's just make the whole world just a little bit safer. If the whole world could be this much safer, it'd be way better.
It is a little, too much.
Inject a little bit of sugar into all lemons, please?
Yeah, because he said, I don't think encouraging death or telling how many people died in a world war is going to help anyone.
His problem is I like the idea of let's teach more practical stuff in school. Yeah. But he shouldn't have singled out one war that was against a particular race of human. Dude, you need to, I don't know, choose a different, just be history, let's teach less of it, right? Why is it gotta be so specific about one?
Exactly.
It makes him look, yeah.
Well, plus I think that if the people fighting in World War II knew that they were actually saving the Jews, they all might have been like, oh, I don't know. Because back then, everyone was pretty fucking, weird about Jewish people.
Anti-Semitic?
Everyone. Yeah, all over the place.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's not like they were it's not like every country knew they were saving the Jews. They didn't find out till later.
Every country has their own agenda.
Exactly. The Russians weren't in it to save the Jews.
What were they in it for?
They were in it because they were helping us take out the Germans. Because they felt the Germans were a threat to them.
They thought they were a threat. So they're just allies just for it's like Game of Thrones. They're only allies for the sake of their own. Yeah.
No, nobody was doing it altruistically to save the Jews. That's kind of the whole.
But there's still 70 million people that died over it. That
No, for sure. But that's that's how we say that we were in the Civil War to end slavery. Not really. That was kind of I had mostly to do with the South not feeling represented.
And to save the national economy, right? It was more more of a money thing.
Oh, exactly. A lot of the farming stuff that was going on around then, but the slavery was a byproduct of that. Lincoln freed the slaves to have to kind of fuck the South's economy.
Well, it's kind of now we're in politics. What I don't like is just a bunch of emotional, gets people's emotions up, and then there's all these hidden agendas that are happening behind the scenes.
They know. So probably in the Civil War, they were like, oh man, the North took away your slaves, so you should vote with us and you should help us fight, when really it's they have their own agenda. They just know what are the hot button issues to get people to vote in their favor.
Sure.
That's what Trump did.
There's a lot. Well, there's a lot. It's politicians.
I wish Democrats would do a better job of it. I'm tired of being the good guy.
There's not a good guy, dude. It's you are sucked. You are just looking at one side of the orange. Right
no, my mom went to a Trump rally.
No, that's okay. So that's what I'm saying. So okay.
Seen both sides.
Exactly though, but you're talking about one side of the orange. I'm talking about how there's just one giant political party that agrees on everything, spy on all of us, go to war against every fucking country, have the CIA in all countries, and then we all just kind of focus on little tiny things that are superfluous.
I want to be spied on. I want there to be you see all those true crime documentaries where they're this guy was in the wrong place at the wrong time. If only there was camera footage everywhere. Record me. I don't got anything to hide. I want this to come up and save my life one day.
Oh boy. See, I think you're a good girl for the media. I think you're a good girl for the whole war economy. Are
you a reptilian?
See?
What does that mean? What does that mean?
You're plugged here by them to implant in everyone's mind that we should be recorded.
This is why we should teach history, because
am I?
One of the arguments.
You like pumpkin spice lattes a lot.
This is why we should teach history.
Get a lot of people to buy them.
This is exactly why we should teach history. Because the brown shirts in Nazi Germany who were spying on fellow citizens, they would say, I have nothing to hide. What, do you have something to hide? You don't want me to be in the room right now? You have something to hide? Like, what's your deal?
I wanted to protect myself
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying, though.
from people who are going to try to use information to put me away.
But that's looking at one side of the orange.
You think they're there to save
The
you.
brown shirts will take advantage of someone like you.
But if there's footage everywhere.
Use information against you.
Yeah.
Oh no,
It works
you're getting
both
sad.
ways.
Like it's just fucking falling apart in your
You should
face.
watch Edward Snowden on Joe Rogan.
It's almost like I haven't thought this through.
I've been there, girl. I've literally been
There's
there.
too many sides to the coin.
Let's just all enjoy our Starbucks cups.
That's right,
Shut
with
up.
the Christmas cups.
There's 2 different kinds.
Oh, good, I'm happy again. Couldn't see them. They're out of my sight.
But yeah, so I mean, I agree. And then the fact that this kid came at it where it was like, you know, it's just like for mental health. Like these kids can't handle that much trauma and like that much graphicness about like everyone that died. It's like, okay, no, you lost me there.
Is it weird that I just want to hear him talk about things because I like the way he talks? He's like,
Lovely
not to be
voice.
disrespectful. Like, his mouth's so big.
I think we all agree on the they should
British
teach more
accent.
shit in school thing. But
sure.
but the whole don't teach about history thing is that's a little scary.